Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. It's wonderful to have you here. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're returning, it's great to see you again. Today in the video, you'll receive my channeled message, plus a page from the Angel Guidance book, and also a card from the Healing Oracle Love Deck. Please note that this is a collective group message, so it may not resonate with you today, and that's simply okay. Come back to visit me tomorrow where it may be more aligned with what you need to know. Today's message is an interesting one. Anger management. Anger is the second most powerful emotion we have. Love is the first, of course. However, for some people, due to a past unhealed trauma or pain, they've been hurt, lack of self-worth, not feeling loved. Subconsciously, they will default to anger. Why, you may ask? There is so much pain, distrust, resentment, hate, blame, or unhealed emotional trauma. As with all emotions, they are connected to how we feel. Anger is what makes it easier to cope with what one has endured from their past. After all, if someone is angry, it protects them from anyone trying to connect deeply with them. So in other words, you may be with someone or have a friend that appears to be continuously angry, and they don't even really know why. But when someone is angry, another person is not going to attempt to push them to get to know them. Anger is a very powerful emotion, and it can be used in a positive or a negative perspective. So I'm going to speak more about that. Anger equals protection of the heart. What experience is it attached to? What emotions drive that anger? Where does that anger stem from? People are angry, and I don't ever really understand why people don't go ask why. Why am I angry? Why do I always feel this sense of frustration, overwhelm? But it leads me to react aggressive, yeah? So I want to ask the question, does anger management identify the cause? Or does it just provide solutions? Meaning tools. I have had a few clients that have been to anger management classes and they're still angry. The tools, they say, yeah, they work, but it's hard work to continuously implement the tools. And together we have identified the cause, where that anger has stemmed from. It's so important. You're not just an angry person for no reason. That's not possible. There is something that is driving that anger. You know that in a relationship or with a friend, they've said something that automatically triggers you to be angry. So you're not just automatically always angry. There is something that triggers that anger. So what is triggering that consistent anger within you? And it's generally stemming from a past trauma or event. Ask yourself, why are you angry? And if you're saying, I don't know, you're trying to answer it from here. Don't. Go inward. What from your past impacts you today? Yeah? Because generally, if we have been severely hurt or traumatized, it will often present itself in anger at a surface level. It will come out because if we were to cry about that hurt, we would be seen as weak. We don't move past it. It doesn't enable you to survive. But being angry is a powerful tool that can really give you the strength to keep moving forward. Yeah? Stop accepting that you are just angry and require just coping tools for the rest of your life. Identify where the deep anger, frustration, or hurt stems from. I am going to share with you, I am not a big believer in anger management, because for me, again, it's a horizontal tool, and you go, and I'm offering a different perspective, but it actually is a belief, and it's only really stemmed from me seeing the clients that I see, and how many of them said, yeah, I went to anger management, but I'm still angry. And then we've gone down and identified where that anger has stemmed from, what it's connected to. And it's generally from a past trauma, from childhood. And in order for them to cope with that pain, it presents itself in the form of anger. So they're angry at the world. They blame the world for what they endured back then. So if you can heal what they endured back then, would they then be angry at the rest of the world? No. Do they then need coping tools? No. Do they then need to go to anger management? No. All of a sudden they're this calm being. If you are an angry person and you just feel this tightening of the gut and you're just so angry, ask yourself, what have you not healed from past? It could be childhood, but it takes going inward to do that. Don't just accept you're just angry and you need anger management. There's more to the story. Always ask yourself why. So it was something that I really wanted to address today with anger management. And I just went, yeah, because people just aren't angry for no reason. There is something driving that anger, and it's not in the current day generally. They will trigger it. Absolutely, and it will be multiplied and heightened. But the original anger, which stems from hurt, because when we're angry, it's easy to cope, right? I always, believe for me, anger has been a very powerful tool for me. I was very angry, but it was more of an internal anger. I didn't externally share it, and more than likely, I probably did at times. Not even aware. But I know that I used to get angry and just go, I'm not going to be beaten. I remember the things I would say to myself, but it was what drove me to keep going, to survive. So I say to people, if you're sad, revert it, get angry. Because when you're angry, you're powerful. You can feel so empowered that you can achieve whatever it is you need to achieve. So tap into that anger source. It's just how you use that emotion. So if you feel, or you've been told to go to anger management and you've gone there and you still feel you're angry, identify why. There's something absolutely connected to there. So let's go straight to the book. What does the book have for us today? Jeepers. Affirm that you're wholly lovable. Now, if that doesn't kick you in the face, I don't know what does. We're speaking, for a lot of the anger is not feeling good enough or not feeling loved, and that stems from our childhood. And this is just saying, you know what? You are. And anger management may not necessarily be the answer for you to go through the course. Identify, do the work, go inward and find what's driving that anger. So before we read this page, close your eyes, take a deep breath with me. Just so you can recenter yourself and really absorb all the words in this particular message. You're wholly lovable for being who you are right now. The opinion that you hold of yourself or that others have of you is irrelevant in the face of the fact that you're a perfect child. Don't necessarily believe, I don't like the word perfect, but you are a beautiful child. There you go. Always been and always will be. Heaven's perfect creation. Don't let yourself be fooled by the illusion that the ego may portray. Your higher self and everyone else's is eternally connected to divine and thus always loves you, wants the best for you, and sees the goodness within you. Know that you deserve to be wholly cherished. You don't need to earn divine's affection. It was bestowed upon you before your creation and will remain eternally yours, no matter what. Thought for today. I am wholly lovable just for being who I am right now. I deserve to be cared for and allow myself to feel it. I am a treasured being. Absolutely. I wanted to reread the opinion that you hold of yourself and that others have of you is irrelevant in the face of the fact that you're a divine child. So some of you watching this, you may have been told of late you need to go to anger management. You seem angry all the time. Go do this, go do that. And there is a lot of people having opinions about you. It is really important that you sit with self and what is your opinion of self? What do you feel about you? Do you feel that you really do need some healing? Do you feel that you're angry a lot of the time and that you're, there's so much tension in your body? What are you feeling? It's time for you to stop listening to all the external noise and look internally with you. It's about what you feel that's most important. You are wholly loved. You are lovable. It's got to start with you though. And so whilst you say that you need anger management, you're an angry person, what are you saying to yourself? This is just affirmation that that's not true, whatever you are saying to self. And really don't allow others to guide your life, guide your own. Yeah? And if you're directing your anger at others, it's time to stop. And a way to do that is breathing is a powerful technique. And in other videos, I've done it where we take enough breath in to push out the diaphragm so you can physically take no more breath in, and you hold it for 3 counts and then you slowly release. But that's by pushing it out until you can push no more breath. And you may need to do 6 of these, you may need to do 10, you may need to do 12. It doesn't matter how many it takes, but it's up to you to manage your emotion. And so if you are in a heightened state of anger, do the breathing and calm yourself down and bring yourself back to balance. You absolutely have the capabilities. And this is a beautiful tool while you're healing and identifying where that anger stems from. I'm not one to supply tools that you have to bring and implement for the rest of your life. That's too bloody hard. Why the hell would you? It's easier to face the music, face what's causing that anger head on. Yeah, it's confronting initially. However, the rewards are worth it. It's a lifetime of rewards for, a little bit of pain for a lot of gain. That's worth it. I'll speak for me. So identify. Don't just accept you're an angry person, because that's bullshit. No one can be continuously angry or in a particular emotional state. It's not humanly possible. So what card do we have? Oh, hello, inner child. What were we speaking about? Past. If this does not hit you in the head, I don't know what will. Inner child comes up a lot, and I'm very much one for inner child work, or I like to word it rather than inner child, younger self. What in your childhood still impacts you that causes you to be angry in your adult life? I don't feel I can word that any more simpler than that. If you're saying nothing straight off the bat, ask yourself, is it coming from here or your gut? This is inner reflection work. That's why it's called inner child. It's about going back and visiting your younger self and what would they respond with, not your adult self responding on their behalf. This is probably very confusing. But I've been speaking about what is driving that anger. And I said it comes from a past event, trauma. It could be childhood. It could be your childhood that whole anger stems from. You had a shitty childhood. You were brought up in a home that did not serve you well. It did not nurture you. It did not enable you to thrive. And this is just affirmation that it actually is connected to that. For those of you watching, I'm not saying all of you. Some of you, it's absolutely connected to this. That's why this has come up. And I'm actually going to call it, it's most of you. And you may be saying, nah, I've done all that work. Go back and visit it, but go inward, go down. I'm not dismissing, I'm not saying that you're not right. I'm not questioning your... However, please don't shut yourself off and go, I've done all that work and I've... Just check. I do a self-check-in every day. Go, is there anything there? I always check in. Now that I've got this card, because I didn't know what it was, I'm actually going to check in and see if there's anything. I always just do. I don't ever say, nah, I'm all sorted. Because you just never know what you're going to find. And sometimes I'm blown away by what I find. Oh, that's connected to that. But I love it because it doesn't, that way, it doesn't get the opportunity to fester and cause dis-ease in my body. I'm all about identify it quick and throw it out. Shit, throw it out. I don't want anything like that in my body. Very mindful, especially with the work that I do. I want to be on my A game. I want to be the best version of me. And I absolutely want to stay as emotionally balanced as possible. I invest a lot of time into that. Because I value that, right? What do you value? So go, if you value attaining happiness, then what are you doing to get it? Especially if you're someone who is angry, it's time to go back and have a look. But don't answer from your adult self. It needs your child self to answer. I hope that you really do take some time to reflect and, maybe digest and process this video and go, yeah, I've gone anger management and it's not working, or I've been feeling angry of late and I've been taking it out on people around me. Why? This is all about identifying why and offering another perspective. That's simply it in a nutshell. So I really do hope that you have gained something, even just little. It doesn't mean much, but just food for thought, planting seeds, and that you actually stop and go, I'm going to have a look at that. I want to thank you for spending your time with me, as I absolutely respect your time is valuable. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd be so grateful if you'd like the video, subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's cat's message of the day. Remember, you matter. You matter. You are your most valuable asset, so invest in you. And don't settle. Don't just accept you are a particular way. If someone is labeling you, fight it. I am not that. It is a behavior. Anger is a behavior. It is an emotion that causes a particular behavior. You don't want to have to manage that your whole life. You want to just become, it's a standard emotion, and sometimes you get angry and that is okay. We need to experience all the different emotions. That's why we have the repertoire of emotions. They're there for a reason. They're there for a purpose. And yeah, sure, we're going to use each and every one of them every now and then. It's just that they need to be in balance. That you're not using one continuously. That's what this is all about. So for today, take care.